Same person.
Same.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, hello. Oh, this is okay. It's okay.
Hi.
Old friend. Thank you. Ah, Ramashiro. Old friend. Thank you. The film is okay. I think okay. Film is not. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Manjunath Pendekar. I'm Dean of the Dorothy F. Schmidt College of Arts and Letters. And I bring you greetings from my faculty, staff, and students to this very, very wonderful moment in the history of our university. I know how excited and happy we all are to see and hear the Apostle of Peace. The Holy Dalai Lama's visit coincides with the 10th anniversary of our Peace Studies program. We could not have asked for a better way to celebrate the achievements of our faculty, students, and our community partner, Barbara Schmidt, and the Schmidt Family Foundation. His Holiness's acceptance of the university's invitation to come to FAU has given us all a major boost to work harder and to do more for the cause of peace. Peace in the material world and also peace in the inner world. In anticipation of His Holiness's arrival, faculty, students, and other groups at FAU have presented an impressive array of academic, cultural, and other activities on multiple campuses during the last 7 days. That activity coincides with the planting of a tree by students in honor of the Holy Dalai Lama. All of us believe that this is a momentous day in the history of this university. We are humbled by the significance of the moment and are also enriched by it. I ask you to join me in celebrating it. Thank you. Now I give you John Pritchard, the interim president, who brought the Holy Dalai Lama to this campus.
Thank you so much, Manju, and good morning to all of you, especially to all of our students who are here. You are very special. To our alumni, to our faculty, to our staff, to all of the friends of Florida Atlantic University, and to our very special guest. Welcome to this historic event. It is my great privilege to welcome you here today. I'd like to begin by offering words of welcome to His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama of Tibet on his first visit to our area. We are deeply honored to have him here and to have the opportunity to hear his thoughts on the subject of compassion, which has been needed in all times but perhaps never more than now in these troubled times. The words of His Holiness carry special resonance for people all over the world because he truly lives his beliefs. Throughout his life, he has been the personification of values that people of goodwill everywhere subscribe to, regardless of their individual religious beliefs. He has said that all major religious traditions carry basically the same message, and that message is a message of love, a message of compassion, and a message of forgiveness. The important thing is they should be part of our daily lives. In this age of instant communication and news around the clock, it's easy for us as individuals to feel overwhelmed by the rush of world events and feeling powerless to affect them in any way. And yet the Dalai Lama tells us that with realization of one's own potential and self-confidence in one's abilities, one can indeed build a better world. Today we'll take a step in that direction by listening with open hearts and with open minds to a person who is a living example of all the good that can be accomplished in this world by one person, a person with courage, a person with conviction to raise his voice for peace. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama.
Good morning, everybody. So this hall with light. So for me, it's much better. I can see the audience faces. Sometimes it's in dark. I cannot see the faces of the audience. Then sometimes I feel I just talking to nobody. or something in the dark, or maybe talking to some ghost. And then all my sort of talk, not prepared, but spontaneous. So for that, seeing the audience face, then I felt there's something we are really talking to human being. That of course, almost I think among the audience, nobody is go to sleep. So if some cases, when I give some teaching, long hours, lectures, long hours, then some old people go to sleep. Then I felt, oh, no use to talk like that. So here, you see, everybody used to see, usually, you see, everybody very, very attentive. So I am very happy. This kind of arrangement is, I think, proper for me. Very good. And then also the Indian, the person who brought this hot water, Indian, you mentioned, from Karnataka. So Karnataka, a state where major portion of Tibetan settlers there, over 40,000, and also the biggest, some of the biggest sort of monastic institution is built there. About 1,000, about I think nearly 10,000 monks and nuns is getting study. So I am very, very pleased. Then I always describe myself as a messenger of India. There are some reasons. Firstly, I am Buddhist. Buddhism comes from India, and particularly we are the student of the Nalanda tradition. I think 1st century, then next, I think 7th, 8th centuries, the Nalanda institution remain, I think, best sort of learning center. Buddhist study, and perhaps at that time some other Indian academic subject like that. So actually, you see, in Tibet, the person who introduced Buddhism in Tibet was one of the top master of that Nalanda institution in 8th century, Shantarakshita. So in my mind, certain sort of views, certain ideas, is actually according these Nalanda masters sort of thought. So, and then my talk, compassion, love, is actually the real basis of non-violence. Non-violence is not out of the indifferent or no engagement or out of fear. No, that's not non-violence. Non-violence is respect others' right. And instead of harming, take serious concern about others' well-being. Then deliberately restrain harming others. That's non-violence. Non-violence is not just a mere absence of violence, but a certain sort of strong motivation and self-confidence. You see, there is the opportunity to harm, yet restrain, because respect their right and consider they also just like ourselves. So that's non-violence. So the non-violence is 1,000 years old India's tradition. Then second, my sort of commitment is promotion of religious harmony. That also India's tradition. India, I think more than 2,000 years, almost 3,000 years, the different religion different sort of tradition, is grown within India. So India's own homegrown different religious tradition live together. And then eventually tradition from outside India, like Christianity, Judaism. I think earlier, perhaps I think at the same time, also the Zoroastrian from Persia, the Parsi population. Now in India, very few, about 100,000, but settled very well. You see, they carry their tradition, 1,000 years, like that. So then Islam, all these, you see, they not homegrown religion, but come from outside, but equally remain or lived in India, also equally. So religious sort of pluralism, 1,000 years, you see, India practiced there. So I often is telling my Indian friend, the ahimsa, based on compassion, or non-violence based on compassion, then religious harmony. These two things are India's tradition. Now that still, of course, occasionally, some pocket, you see some problems of fighting due to religious sort of belief and some other sort of negative things there. But overall picture of India, still these two traditions very much alive. So therefore, I consider myself, I mean, when I visit different places, talk with people, perhaps some people may feel, oh, these sort of nice idea is come from Dalai Lama's brain. No, these are 1,000-year-old India's tradition. So some Indians a little bit stupid, but basically India is a really wonderful nation. So I'm proud, you see, to consider myself as a messenger of India. Like that. So in any way, so I'm very happy, you see, be here and talk, share with people. Now at the beginning, now firstly let me sit comfortable, or rather Indian style. And usually I just say, because of chapel service. Slipper, right? Oh. So that's much easier to remove. But because today I'm leaving, tonight is a long journey to Germany, Frankfurt, then to India. So I already prepare this shoe. Now comfortable. Firstly, of course, I very much appreciate your invitation. And also I very much appreciate with this sort of today, with connection with my visit, is it you spend, or you carry some program about peace. It's wonderful. So you take peace is something very serious. So I very much appreciate. Sometime in Australia, one occasion, is it so with my visit, is it their local, I think this education as a group, is it they carry, this is some sort of, program